Welcome to Tamsyfae's realm. My name is Nightbot. Tamsyfae will be arriving soon, but in the meantime I would like to introduce you to myself and to the channel. I will be your bot host in the chat. I maintain the list and provide other information. I will be arriving in the chat soon. If you have any questions that I am not programmed to answer, please ask Moonbeam or other moderators. Please don't join until the 55-minute mark, for example 6:55. I cannot add you to the list until this time. Tamsyfae does not do political, specific timing, medical, fertility, or legal questions that require a qualified professional. Tamsy only provides spiritual guidance. Now please have a seat, relax, and I will tell you about Tamsyfae's stream. How do you join the list? To join the list, type !join followed by your question. Please provide a question when you join, otherwise I will not be able to add you. If there is space in our free list you will be added when you join, if there is no space you will be seated in the lounge. When spots become available, people are randomly chosen from the lounge and placed on the free list. In other words, the lounge is a waiting list. Being placed in the lounge does not guarantee you will have a reading. Thank you for understanding. To check your position, type !position and you will either be given your position in the free list, told you are still in the lounge, or that you are not in either. Your position number will change, normally decreasing as Tamsy does her readings. However, your position may increase if there is a donation or someone requests a theme reading, as theme readings get advanced to the front of the free list. If you would like to leave the free list, please type !leave. If you miss your reading on the stream, type !timestamp or !timestamps to find out when your reading took place in the stream. You may skip the free list with a super chat or PayPal donation of a minimum of $3 plus Canadian. To keep things fair, Tamsy may limit how many times someone can use a super chat in a stream, but you are always welcome to book a private reading with Tamsy. You can book a private reading by email or through Tamsy's website. You can find the links on her about page or in the chat. While you are waiting for your reading, make yourself comfy and ask me, Nightbot, questions. Here is how to ask me questions. !magical, see how magical you are. !8 ball, for the magic 8 ball answer. !oracle for an oracle message. !fortune, to get a fortune. !horoscope, for today's horoscope. !card to draw a tarot card and get info about its meaning. !list to see who is on the free list and who is in the lounge. !position to get your current position. I will occasionally provide information about other services available in the chat. Tamsyfae is an intuitive mystic energy reader. Enjoy her fairy moon readings and more. Tamsy uses tarot cards to pick up your energy or the energies around your situation and connect with the spirits, fae, and the universe to bring out profound inner truths we dare not tell ourselves with love, kindness, and humor. The cards may bring up deep hidden emotions. Readings are never 100% accurate, and roles may be reversed. Take what is yours and leave the rest. Some energies or emotions may take time to settle. And here are some photos of Ms. Beastie, Mr. Lucky Pug, and Miss Floppy. Tamsy should be arriving soon. Welcome to Tamsyfae's realm. My name is Nightbot. Tamsyfae will be arriving soon, but in the meantime I would like to introduce you to myself and to the channel. I will be your bot host in the chat. I maintain the list and provide other information. I will be arriving in the chat soon. If you have any questions that I am not programmed to answer, please ask Moonbeam or other moderators. Please don't join until the 55-minute mark, for example 6:55. I cannot add you to the list until this time. Tamsyfae does not do political, specific timing, medical, fertility, or legal questions that require a qualified professional. Tamsy only provides spiritual guidance. Now please have a seat, relax, and I will tell you about Tamsyfae's stream. How do you join the list? To join the list, type !join followed by your question. Please provide a question when you join, otherwise I will not be able to add you. If there is space in our free list you will be added when you join. If there is no space you will be seated in the lounge. When spots become available, people are randomly chosen from the lounge and placed on the free list. In other words, the lounge is a waiting list. Being placed in the lounge does not guarantee you will have a reading. Thank you for understanding. To check your position, type !position and you will either be given your position in the free list, told you are still in the lounge, or that you are not in either. Your position number will change, normally decreasing as Tamsy does her readings. However, your position may increase if there is a donation or someone requests a theme reading, as theme readings get advanced to the front of the free list. If you would like to leave the free list, please type !leave. If you miss your reading on the stream, type !timestamp or !timestamps to find out when your reading took place in the stream. You may skip the free list with a super chat or PayPal donation of a minimum of $3 plus Canadian. To keep things fair, Tamsy may limit how many times someone can use a super chat in a stream, but you are always welcome to book a private reading with Tamsy. You can book a private reading by email or through Tamsy's website. You can find the links on her about page or in the chat. While you are waiting for your reading, make yourself comfy and ask me, Nightbot, questions. Here is how to ask me questions. !magical.
Hi everyone, welcome. How's it going? Hi Dwayne. Hi Nancy. Hello everyone. Hi Ariana. Hello everyone. Hi Mohammed. Hello everyone. Welcome. Hi Moonchild. Welcome. Hi Ray. Hi Philia. Hi Love. Welcome. Hi Nadia. Hi Katika. Hello. Welcome. How's everyone tonight? Hi Butterfly. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Hello everyone. Welcome. Hi Lisa. Welcome. Twin Soul Sean. Hello. Hi Matthew. Hi. Hello. Welcome everyone. How's it going? Hi Koala. Hi Koala. Welcome. How's everyone doing? Hi Hudson. Hello everyone. Hi. Ashley. Hello everyone. Welcome. Hi Lucky. And everyone, welcome. Everyone is here. So yeah, hi Matthew. Welcome everyone. Hi Bernard. Yeah, so it's past life reading tonight, so themes go above regular free readings and donations go above theme readings, and VIP members go above donation readings, I think. Hopefully I say that right. Sometimes Moonbeam has to correct me on that one. But welcome everyone. I'm glad you're all here. I do have a legal disclaimer in the description if you want to check that out. I also have a link for private readings if anyone wants one. But yeah, it's private readings, but yeah. It's past life readings. So it's about who you were in your past life. What did you learn during that time? What still follows you now from that past life? And that sort of thing. VIP and donations readings are whoever is first. There you go. So there you go. So I'm going to switch the screen so we can get started. Theme reading for Butterfly. Let's see for Butterfly. Who was Butterfly in a past reading? In a past reading. Oh my goodness. I feel like my mind is I need to get focused here on Butterfly's energy. We need Butterfly's energy to come in for a past life. Who was Butterfly in a past life? And the cards are going a little bit crazy. We'll take these ones that wanted to come out. And I guess go fishing. I feel like there's a little bit of aggressiveness there in that past life of yours. You have. Oh my gosh, I used the wrong cards too, didn't I? I used the wrong cards. Hopefully, we're not cursed. It was a cursed card that really wanted to come out. So, hopefully, we're not cursed in a past life. We're just gonna pretend that never happened. We're gonna try this again. Sorry. Getting off on a wrong foot or something. Let's see for Butterfly. We're gonna try that again. You have Butterfly's energy for a past life. Who is Butterfly in a past life? Oh my gosh, they're still going the wrong way. Now with cards, oh my goodness. I feel like I thought I was so prepared this time. Sometimes I'm not prepared. And it works out perfectly. This time I was so prepared. My cards are like not cooperating. So we're gonna try that again. We need a butterfly's energy. Learning spirit guides, answers, the interfae. Wanting a butterfly a message. Who was Butterfly in a past life? Who was Butterfly in a past life? Who was Butterfly in a past life? Let's see what card wants to come out. Taming the wild. So I can see that. Maybe you're left out in the wild in a past life a little too long. I don't know. Let's see though. For who you were in a past life, I feel like you were someone who was young, right? I feel this child energy here. Someone who was young but had a lot of strength, a lot of confidence, maybe endured a lot during that life as a child too. So it feels like you were you had to survive a great deal, right? Through a lot of quiet courage. So it was probably during a time where children were seen and not heard kind of thing, since you had to be quiet. I feel like you learned your true power, that made you as persistent and forcefully aggressive when you need to be during that time, and probably in this life too as well. It had a lot of strength, a lot of things that you went through as a child. So I don't know if there's a little bit of past trauma from that childhood life that is still kind of like lingering in your energy now. You have the hangman. So the hangman, I feel like there was a period of time of waiting when you didn't know what was going to happen next or what you're going to go through next. So I feel like, yeah, you may have gone through some sacrifices either for yourself or for your family and things like that. Because I feel like you may have had to work hard at a young age during this past life that's being picked up. So what did you learn during that life is a Five of Swords. So I feel like during that life with the Five of Swords, you probably learned how to pick your battles more wisely and what you want to redirect your determination and aggression towards what you truly need to fight for and what, doesn't really need a lot of efforts to go through that energy. Um, so I feel like what lessons you may have learned from there is like, honor is more valuable than being right. You had the Page of Wands too, so I feel like you've had some good news. You learn to keep your sense of wonder alive, right? From that childhood energy, even when the world seemed unmanageable. So it may have been during a Great Depression or some sorts, maybe war during that time that is being picked up. But what still follows you now, I feel like, is some of that energy, like still needing, like still kind of being in survival mode, maybe waiting for the next big thing, the next big pandemic or war, whatever that is for you. So I feel like right now it's kind of like you seem to be a traveler where you kind of may tend to lean towards trying to escape when things get too difficult or when you feel like your past life trauma may be triggered by hard times coming ahead. You may want to pull back a little bit with some of that. But I also feel like you can't change the past, but you can move forward with peace and dignity. So I feel like you're learning right now of how to move past all of that, knowing that that's not all of it is all not all from this life. It's from a past life that you have moved on from, you healed from, maybe still healing from. But then taming the wilds tells you it's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write a journal and put your thoughts into cohesive form. You may want to um maybe protect yourself with some smudging. A smudging ceremony seems to be what's coming through. But that's what I got. You're welcome. That was a lot of energy. I feel like there was a lot more to that, but you know, running out of time. Hello, theme reading for hello. Sorry, you're a butterfly. That your reading was a little bit chaotic at first, but let's see for hello. Any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae that want to come and give hello a message about her past life. Who was hello's past life that still follows hello now? You got the Seven of Swords. Who was hello in a past life? How is that past life affecting hello now? What messages does hello need to hear about this past life? The rattle. Let's see here. So for your past life, you have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like maybe during this past life that you may have had to be a little bit more strategic in your planning. Maybe you had to steal things in order to survive, kind of thing. Because I feel like you did the titles of the mind energy, right? So you had a life as a spy, a thief. You were very strategic. You had to live a double life as well. So maybe you had to think smart, but also, do what you had to do to survive, kind of thing. The Page of Cups, you kind of feel like you may have been also a messenger, not just maybe like a spy, but then you had to report to someone and give messages and that sort of thing, kind of like sneaking around. I also feel like you're quite young as well during this lifetime. I feel like there's not a lot of growth or a lot of experience when you had to do some of this. Yeah, you were young, visionary, a dreamer. So yeah, I feel like you learn to trust your intuition. You may even have flashes of that time in dreams without realizing it. You may have, you may think it's just a bad dream or something, but maybe just memories from that past life as well. Because I feel like it was something that, yeah, kind of like really stuck with you. You have the Five of Wands in the light. So this is what lessons you learned from that time. So with the Five of Wands, I feel like you learned how to choose your battles wisely, which fights are worth fighting for, which ones are not. I feel like you also learn not to listen to other people, what they're saying, what they're gossiping about, whatever. Just let people talk. I feel like you learned a lot about that. Um, so yeah, some of the lessons you learned was conflicts. For conflict's sake is a waste of your time, a waste of your energy, a waste of your focus and your inner fire. You don't want to burn your spirit, burning your inner fire, wasting it on other people. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, so I feel like you have a better new outlook of what's to come next in this life, and maybe some of this is still following you, especially being very cautious with your money, where you spend your money and your time, and that sort of thing, like being more um cautious of that just in case, saving for that rainy day or if anything happens. So I don't know if you're also one that like saves things in case you might need it another time so you don't go without kind of thing. It may be coming from that past life energy. You have the devil in the dark. So this is something that um maybe carrying down this life as well. It's a lifelong baggage of either um the materialistic, like I think materialistic list things, like I don't know if you like hold on to certain things closer than others, um but I feel like now you're learning that you do have a freedom of choice. You're not chained to anything, you're not bind to anything, and you're usually unbottled, but sometimes it still comes up. Yeah, you've been learning that, yeah. And then the rattle says the essence, right? The rattle is the spirit caller. Everything you need is provided. Spirits guiding you to pray for all earth, not just for personal needs. So God is telling you, I guess, to or spirit is guiding you to pray for all, not just your own personal gains as well. So that's special. That's what I got. Matthew, past life reading. What does Matthew's past life? What does Matthew need to know about his past life that is still following him now? Learning spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae. What is Matthew still learning from his past life? I don't like when the cards are not the right way. Is there any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae that want to come and give Matthew a message? Who was Matthew in a past life that is still following him now? You have the Seven of Swords. Let's see what messages you needed to know. What messages does Matthew need to hear from this reading? And magic. You have the power to do what you want to do, right? The power here, the magic. Um, so in a past life with the Seven of Swords, right? So again, I feel like you were also someone who had to steal things in order to survive, kind of thing. Maybe even a spy, right? Yeah, life as a spy, a thief, a strategist. You had to live a double life. I feel like you learned a lot of lessons about deception. Or deception is a lonely path. Yeah, so you had a lonely path. You may have had a lot of freedom, but I feel like you didn't have a lot of people in your life, like close family or close relationships during that time because I feel like you were always on the move, always going after the next thing, um, and doing what you had to do, right? You had the Ace of Pentacles in the dark. So I also feel like there's this energy of, you always had to be cautious of not getting caught, trying to figure out resources wherever you can. But I feel like resources at that time for you was rare and it wasn't always available towards you, probably because of the double life you lived. So I feel like trying to act, like nothing's ever happening, and also acting as a spy was difficult for you. Yeah, and I feel like for the Ace of Pentacles on Dark too, I feel like you may have also lost chances. Like maybe there was like some of your family did have a lot of wealth or a lot of money to pass down, but I feel like they didn't pass it down to you for some reason. Probably because of the life that you had to live during that time. So, what lessons you learned during that time, I feel like, is the star energy here. I feel like you learned a lot about having faith even in the darkness, right? Yeah, so even in the darkest nights, hope is a guiding light that leads you home. So I feel like in that life, you had a life of hope after tragedy. So after all of this, you did find some hope, you did find a healer, and I feel like you also healed other people too. I feel like you did have power of healing other people during that lifetime. Maybe you still remember some of that and still able to heal people in this life too. The Six of Wands, I feel like you're learning how to be more of a badass, right? More of a badass and getting that recognition, that success, putting yourself out there a little bit more. Um, you getting praise, getting recognition. I feel the sense of you growing and being more productive moving forward. You have Magician twice, so whatever magic powers you had then, you still have them, right? You have two magic cards here. So yeah, so I can feel that for you, right? I feel like in a past, you so you learn to possess the tools to you created to make your reality. So yeah, you utilize all the tools, all the skills you've learned, and how to use them as your advantage to have that magic power, right? And then the magic card here says, "See the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the child who knows all things are possible. Look back on your life and you will find that your actions alone were not caused out of the blue. They were on purpose. Like I feel like you created them. Some things just didn't happen by chance. That you created them, right? Your mind is a powerful thing. So I feel like yeah, whatever you really want to manifest, I feel like you're able to do that. You just gotta believe in yourself. Yeah, that's really cool. I feel like a past life before too, right? It said that you had a lot of magic powers. I feel like Matthew needs to have his own witchy channel. Do your own tarot readings or something. Let's see for Twin Soul. Who was Twin Soul in a past life? Is there any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae that want to come and give Twin Soul a message? Who was Twin Soul in a past life that follows? Now, let's see. What messages does Twin Soul need to know right now? The Sweat Lodge. So, the Sweat Lodge. I don't know what that is about, but we're gonna find out. For your past life, you have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like the Eight of Swords, things may not have been as fast as you're expecting. Maybe there wasn't fast-paced changes. Maybe things were slow just because it was in the dark. But whatever it is, you had a life of self-imposed or social restrictions. So I feel like there was things that you weren't able to do, maybe you weren't allowed to do, maybe because of your gender at the time or your social status or whatever was going on there, that you were restricted from being allowed to do things that you wanted. Um, so yeah, I feel maybe you were like even a slave during the time, the energy that's being picked up for whatever reason, or like a maid or a servant of some sorts. Um, yeah, so you also in that life too, you have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like you were also like really smart, even though you had a lot of struggles. I feel like you were really, really smart. Like I feel like you were really into like uh um I want to say psychology, maybe into psychology, but the card here says philosophy. So I don't know if it's a matter of both. You're someone who experienced a lot of breakthroughs or realization during that time as well. So what you learned from that and what's following you now is the Four of Pentacles, right? So I feel like what you learned is how to be patient, how to be practical, when to share your knowledge and when to hold back on it. kind of thing that is coming through, right? You learned to define life by hoarding stuff, right? You learn to hoard your mind, not allow your mind to say everything that you want to say, kind of like tame it back a little bit. I feel like you learned a lot about that. You may have had some struggles with food and stuff like that too back in that time, but the lessons you learned was holding too tightly blocks the flow. So you can't hold too tightly either. It's kind of finding that medium of saying things but not saying too much at the same time, or having materialistic things but not hoarding too much. Yeah, the Knight of Cups here. So what's following you right now is that you learn to follow your heart. It's a noble, but make sure that your feet are touching the ground. So you learn to follow your heart still, even though, it cost you trouble back then. I feel like you still learned how to follow your heart, but also know how to ground yourself and how to move forward with that energy. So, what's going on with you now? Lessons you're learning right now is the Three of Swords. So, I feel like right now you're learning lessons about grief, is a bridge to deeper understanding. Wounds can be transformed into wisdom. So, yeah, so you may have learned that a lifetime marked by profound betrayal and heartbreak, or the loss of a loved one, gave you some strength and gave you some yeah, boost of confidence, a boost of ego in this life now a little bit, and then you have the sweat lodge. So it says life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since the chance may not come your way again for a while. Mother Earth is calling you for a spiritual rebirth. Give yourself time with your darkness. So apparently if you spend time with your darkness, you will get a second chance at something that may bring you some light. Want to go? Being reading for culture. Who was culture in a past life? Is there any spirit guide answers? Oh my gosh, everyone was in Seven of Swords. Like I feel like everyone tonight is coming from the same time period or had the same type of past that they were doing. Is there any spirit guide answers or fate I want to come and give culture a message? What does culture need to know about our past life that's following her now? Ooh, there's some good things coming here, alright? So for the Seven of Swords, I feel like, yeah, you may have been a thief, you may have been, a spy or detective of some sorts kind of thing coming through, right? I feel like you were like not a spy, I feel like you're more like a private investigator, like like looking for evidence and that sort of thing. Maybe a lawyer of some sorts. Um yeah. You have the Seven of Swords. So, yeah, like I said, there's what this one says. It's just aspire. Sure. Yeah, so you also have the Six of Pentacles here. So I feel like whatever it is, you were very focused on justice and finding the balance of things, right? The Six of Pentacles, that equal give and take. And maybe you were um someone who like did this work for like people who didn't have a lot of money kind of thing, like kind of volunteered your time and energy into looking into their legal files, or maybe you were like a lawyer who, you know, served people who didn't for like organizations and stuff that didn't have a lot of money. So what lessons you learned then is in that past life you learned that the cycles of giving and receiving must be equal and without ego. You also learned that deception is a lonely path. To true freedom comes the living with authentic life. And then what follows you now in the life that you have now, and what you've learned now moving forward. You have the lovers here. So I feel like you did learn how to choose your relationships wisely. It may still be a bit of a struggle, but I feel like you're getting there, right? There's a Three of Cups and a Light, so I feel like you're learning more about trusting your feelings, trusting how to emotionally read people and that sort of thing. So I feel like, yeah, so every choice is a reflection of your values. Choose what aligns with your soul. So this is something that you're learning now. I feel like you're also learning what tests your experience. You know, I feel like you had a lifetime of choosing and you had to halt some of stuff. You know, I feel like you struggle with the love department. I feel like you struggled with finding love and romance during your past life as well. And it's kind of like what's following you now too as well. But the advice for now is that, you know, I feel like right now you're learning to trust the universe. And trusting the universe is the ultimate safety net for you. So I feel like it's just a matter of moving forward, trusting the unknown. Um, Keep focusing on trusting people and opening up your heart with emotions and just celebrating that sense of community and supporting others and get allowing people to support you as well. You know, it's an equal give and take kind of energy. Let's see what your message is. Almost forgot your message. Your message is magic. So you have the magic as well. It says, see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, uh, taking on the child that knows it all. Things are possible. Look back at your life and you will find that your actions alone were not caused out of the blue. What is that? Muhammad, let's see from Muhammad. During spirit guides, answer to James or Faye, the one can give Muhammad a message. What are Sophia's feelings towards Muhammad? There's a lot of cards there. We're gonna try that again. How does Sophia feel and think about Muhammad right now? Is there any spirit guides, answer James or Faye? How does Sophia feel and think about Muhammad right now? I feel like Sophia right now is being very judgy, very judgmental for whatever reason. Because the judgment card here, I kind of feel like justice too. I feel like there's a little imbalance in her energy towards you for some reason. For the judgment too, I feel like she's kind of like evaluating herself and trying to figure out what her true purpose is. And I feel like she's trying to like see like, do I have feelings for Muhammad? If I do, where is this going? What's going on with that? You have the Hierophant in the dark too, so I feel like there's this energy of not quite sure what to expect or what's coming next. Because I feel like Sophia is tired of, not tired of you, but just tired of the energy of being repetitive. I feel like she's wanting something new or wanting to break away from her traditional ways, if that makes any sense. I feel like she's looking for a change. That's what I'm trying to say. She's looking for a change, right? I just feel like she may feel a little bit lost with her feelings and her thoughts, not just about you, but I think things in general. The Ace of Cups. So I feel like she's holding back on her feelings and she's not really opened in her energy to express those feelings right now. I feel like she's thinking about you, but I don't feel like she's missing you because I feel like right now Sophia is really focused on herself, right? So I feel like if she hasn't been communicating with you or talking to you, I feel like she's just trying to think things through, trying to see what she truly wants. You know, she's the Queen of Pentacles in the dark, so I feel like she's a little bit withdrawn, a little bit focusing on herself. Yeah. That is what I got. So yeah, there's not a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts. I mean, I feel like she is thinking about you, but she's not really missing you. You know, because I feel like she's really focused on herself. What? Nancy! Let's see for Nancy. Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Nancy a message about her past life? There any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Nancy a message about her past life? Who was Nancy in her past life? Ooh, so in your past life, I feel like you were the Queen of Wands, right? I feel like you were from a rich family, maybe even royalty. Not quite sure what that was for you, but I feel like you were very wealthy, very noble in that past life. So you were a high priestess, apparently. So I feel like you were either a high priestess or a performer, whatever you were. Maybe you were just like a famous actress or something in your past life with a very charismatic energy. You were very charming. You charmed your way. So I feel like you were very manipulative with your charm, which, I feel like you have to be in order to climb the ladder of wealth, right? The lessons you learned there was to be your self confidence, and I feel like you had a magnetic force towards you. You do have the devil, so I feel like with all that wealth and fame that you had, you may have been a little bit focused more on materialistic things than feeling grounded. Like I feel like you enjoyed spending money and spending time enjoying luxury things and that sort of thing. You may have been drinking too much, too much wine, too much champagne or whatever. But it says, yeah, you also held a long life of baggage. I feel like you had a lot of materialistic obsessions, but I feel like you learned freedom is a choice. The chains that bind you are usually unbolted. So I feel like you learned that, even though you experienced this life, you've learned that it wasn't really the best life for you during that time. So now I feel like the lessons that you're learning is the world. I feel like you're learning more about connecting to the earth and the world and how things are, and less about the materialistic things. So that is something that you've been learning. So I feel like, in the past life, you may have gone in trouble for things, but I feel like now you're learning that you are one with the universe. Every one is simply a higher being. So I feel like, yeah, you learned how to connect more with the nature and more with the world. The Nine of Swords is here. You may still have some nightmares about that past life, or you may still miss the luxury. You may still miss, wanting to have it all and all that luxury food and stuff. But you're still learning. I feel like you learned that your thoughts can be your worst enemy, and forgiveness is the best way. So you're learning to forgiveness, and especially forgiving yourself seems to be a strong one that's coming through, and you learned that. Um, yeah, your thoughts can be your own worst enemies. So I feel like you're learning to not overthink so much. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like this is where you're at now, right? The Seven of Pentacles. There's going to be some growth, there's going to be some improvements, but it's kind of like taking a step back, evaluating your situation, seeing where you are now, and how you're going to make improvements moving forward. So, yeah, for this one, you're learning right now is patience and assessing your life. I feel like assessing your life right now is very vital for your growth. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do to nurture and grow what you want to come of this life to be successful. Then you have, for your message, you have the council, and the council says, listen with your inner senses. So don't just listen with your senses, but listen with your heart, your inner knowledge. It says, don't wait for other signs. So don't wait for other signs. Embark the journey now. So the whatever signs you've been waiting for, it says this is the sign now to focus on yourself and your future and how that's going to prosper. But that's really cool. Jasper, theme reading for Jasper. Let's see, what does Jasper need to know right now? During spirit guides, ancestors, James or Faye, they want to come and give Jasper a message about their past life. Let's see what's trying to come through here. You have the Hangman. So for your past life, I feel like you were someone that made a lot of sacrifices, right? I feel like yeah, you were someone who made a lot of sacrifices. I don't know if you made a lot of sacrifices for your community or for your family or what that was for you. But yeah, I feel like you were in a period in your life that you kind of had to put on hold for other people. The lessons you learned from that was sometimes surrendering and a change in perspectives are the only ways forward. I feel like even though you sacrificed a lot, I feel like you were very noble in your community. I feel like you're well known in your community with the King of Wands here. Because I feel the sense that you had big visions, maybe owned a business of some sorts as well. Maybe even a king of some sorts. But it says in your past life, your soul was very temperamental. I feel like you were a vision, like I said, a visionary, maybe even a monarch of some sorts, but I feel like the lessons you learned during this time was true leadership is about inspiring others and finding their fire, not just following yours. So I feel like you were leading other people, like you were a leader of some sort, either a king or some other type of leader, where you helped other people find their fire, find their purpose in life. And I feel like that is how you're moving forward, right? I feel like you've learned a lot during that life. And in the life right now, you're learning about the Nine of Wands, right? No matter how tired and exhausted you are, you're going to keep going. And some of that motivation to keep going, even when things are really hard, is from this past life and all the sacrifices you made. The Wheel of Fortune here, I feel like things have taken a turn for the better. Things may be easier now than they were in that past life. Because I feel like you learned a lot about being resilient. You learned about your strengths. You learned that you don't always have to be in defensive mode. Like you can take a break and relax. And you don't need to be fighting all the time. You also learned that change is the only constant state center regardless of the external cycle. So you learned that, changes happen, good or bad. You need to go with the flow of the changes. I feel like you have brought some good karma to this life from the past life, from all the noble things you did for others in that past life as well. So moving forward, you have the Six of Swords. Are you moving forward? You're releasing your past life baggage, your past life traumas and stuff that you had, and you're moving forward. I feel like you're learning that you cannot change the past, but you can move forward and make peace with a quiet dignity of the past and looking forward to the future. And let's just see what your message is here. What is Jasper's message here? What is Jasper's message? Ooh, two came up for you. So you have the soul retrieval. The soul retriever says if you're still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. So you're going on a big journey, letting go of the past, looking for the new adventure. Life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since this chance may not come your way again for a while. Mother Earth is calling for yours, for you, a spiritual rebirth. Gift yourself time with your darkness. So face your darkness, you will see the light as well with the sweat lodge here. But you're having a second chance, and there's also a blue moon coming up at the end of May. So that's also once in a lifetime to set intention, not or once in a blue moon to set your intentions, right? That's what I want. Pretty in Pink, hello. What are Dee's thoughts and feelings towards Pretty in Pink right now, currently? Any spirit guides, answer the names are Faye. What is Pretty in Pink's feelings towards Pretty in Pink currently? Is there any spirit guides, answers the names are Faye that want to come and give Pretty in Pink a message? Is there any spirit guides, answers the names are Faye that want to come and give Pretty in Pink a message? So for the Six of Wands in the dark. So what are Dee's thoughts and intentions? Is he waiting, wanting to make a move towards me romantically? I feel like even though he has a lot of feelings about you from the past, I feel like he is not wanting to make a move towards you romantically right now. The Six of Wands, he's not seeking your energy or not seeking your attention right now. The Ten of Cups is in the dark too, so I feel like his wants and desires are not quite aligned, and they're definitely not aligning with your energy either. The Nine of Swords is in the light, so I feel like they're going through things, like there's things in their mind that they're trying to get through and focus on that seems to be very difficult for them right now. But I just feel the sense of them even staying up all night thinking about their worries and the stresses and anxieties of some sorts. Um, but I feel like they do have good memories of you. They have good thoughts about you, even though they're not coming forward towards you right now. I feel like, the star is here, so I feel like it's a matter of, you can have faith, you can have hope that he will come back towards you, but I feel like it's going to take some more time. So it's up to you if you want to wait for him or not. I feel like there's this energy of like, this may take quite a while for him to come around and coming back. So you may not want to wait, but let's see. Is there any clarity on this for Pretty in Pink? What does Pretty in Pink need to know about this? What does Pretty in Pink need to know about this energy? Yeah, the Empress. You need to decide what you want to do, what's deep in your subconscious mind about what is the right thing for you to do. Because you're the Empress. You have a lot of good qualities, a lot of goods, uh, energy around you. I feel like you could find someone who truly deserves your heart completely and not play games of making you second guess what's going on there. And I feel like there may be some things that you may not know about D that may reveal itself towards you soon. You may learn the truth about him at some point. But that's what I got. Kritika! Love and career reading for Kritika for the current situation. Let's see. For Kritika, is there any spirit guides, ancestors, or fae that want to come and give Kritika a message? What does Kritika need to know in love and career for the current situation? Ooh, so things are moving slowly. They're moving, but they're moving slowly. There's not a lot of wiggle room here, but you do have the sun. So there's a lot of positive energy around the sun. The sun itself gives a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, a lot of boosts to keep going, right? um I just feel like there's this energy right now of just kind of like you moving into something better, more happiness, more success, more confidence. But I feel like it's just a matter of choosing your next path or next decisions wisely and not like a fool. Like, don't just take a leap of faith into the unknown. I feel like it's a matter of having a clear direction of where that direction is leading you, right? I feel like I think it's not a matter of trying to guess which path you want to take. It's a matter of knowing clearly what path you want to take and move forward in that path with determination, clarity, and purpose, right? I feel like it's just don't play eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I feel like it's a matter of thinking bigger. Like, believe in yourself that you don't have to go after the small little thing, go after the big thing. Like, think outside the box kind of thing, expand your vision because now you have the whole world there in your hands, right? You have all these wands to build what you want to build with, right? You have the Ten of Wands. So I feel like it's a matter of releasing any burdens, releasing the load. Don't worry, don't stress it. Just believe in yourself. Make that decision. If you feel like it was too difficult to make, then maybe that's not the plan for you. Maybe you have to go back to the drawing board, come up with a new plan that you feel more confident in, that's more inspiring, that's more going to get you up and moving again, like the sun energy is saying. What advice can you give the critica about this energy? Yeah, I feel like if you're fighting any battles with relationships, they're not part of this bigger picture, it seems like. So I don't know if it's a matter of distancing yourself from any negativity, any conflicts, any imbalance that's not really serving you any purpose. Because I feel like there's just maybe some complications with someone else that I don't know if they're full of broken promises or what's going on with that. But I feel like there's another path that you need to decide to take that you want to take, like you choosing you and you choosing what direction you want to take, you know? That's what I got. Rio, when will my husband, the Aquarius, get a job? He is having an interview next week. He's remote based. What do I see? Let's see for Rayo. Is there any spirit guides, answers in the Fae? I want to come and give Rayo a message. What does Rayo need to know about her Aquarius husband? Will he be getting a job soon? I feel like right now he's being clouded by his thoughts. I feel like he's not um I feel like your husband needs to clear his mind, you know? Releasing negativity or doubt or disbelief, like that's not gonna happen, I'm not gonna get it kind of energy. I know that's not typical for an Aquarius, but I feel like there's things in his mind that he doesn't need to focus on right now. And I just feel the sense of him needing to um I don't know, just release it. I don't know if he needs to write it out or talk about it or what it is, right? Better out than in kind of thing is what energy is really coming through there. You have the Knight of Cups and the light, so I don't know if all this cloudiness or worry is because he's worried about not providing for you and the family, or so I feel like his King of Cups energy is wanting to come in, like wanting to be um something that may be blocking him from pursuing what he needs to pursue, kind of thing. We are having hope for his job as after a long time he has got an interview in the last 3 months. Yeah, I feel like there's something in his mind that's blocking him. Because I feel like he has a vision, but there's something else that could be equally as good. It's just not the vision that he's having, if that makes any sense. Because there's a Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, so it's kind of he's leading more with what's in his heart and how he's feeling and that sort of thing. I know Aquariuses don't really like to express their feelings all that much, so I feel like it's bottling up and maybe clouding his judgment. There is the moon here too. So yeah, I feel like there's a mystery that wants to come out and show itself. Because you have the Ten of Pentacles, right? So perfect career, perfect home life, perfect everything. He's going to get what he wants to get. But it may not be exactly what his vision is because of the Ace of Wands in the dark there. Let's just see what else can we get for him. What is going on here? The Hangman. Yeah, it's a matter of having patience and releasing that control. Releasing. There's something he needs to release. I don't know if it's something where you can get him to fully express what he's truly feeling. You know, sometimes just out or giving him like a journal to write out his feelings that may unblock and may stop the delays that he's facing, right? I feel like your mind is a powerful thing. Sometimes you don't realize that you have as much control as you do because you have the Four of Swords in the dark too. So, it's kind of like releasing that stress and worry, being able to relax, being able to have a clear mind to take clear actions moving forward. With the Ace of Wands here, you also have the Nine of Pentacles, and I feel like the Nine of Pentacles can easily come true because of the Ten of Pentacles was already in the light with believing in himself, having that growth with money and finances and career. Yeah, I feel like there's other opportunities coming his way as well, but they seem to be blocked. Is there a job in the hybrid role? Is there a job coming towards him in a hybrid role? The Queen of Swords is yes. She's the only Queen of Swords besides the Ace that's a yes. So that's a very powerful yes. But yeah, I feel like there's opportunities for him. He just needs to unblock his energy. So when I go out to know it sounds easier said than done kind of thing, but it will be positive. I feel like something's gonna come up. Wait, hello! Past life reading for Wait. Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, or faith that want to come and give Wait a message? What does Wait need to know about their past life that's following them now in this life? That I'll keep this one because that's your message. And then this one here. What does Wait need to know? Is there any spirit guide message need to say? Who was Wait in a past life? How is that past life affecting him now? Oh, the Three of Swords is. I feel like with the Three of Swords, you were a heartbreaker in the past life, right? You broke some hearts. Maybe you're even like one of the first people to be a heart surgeon of some sorts. I do feel that energy too. Like you worked with the heart. So I don't know if you helped people who had heart attacks or you did I don't know what you did, but I feel like you did something with the heart, not just being a heartbreaker with romance. But yeah, I feel like you had a lifetime marked by profound betrayal and heartbreak, but I feel like you also like worked with your hands with heart. You did a lot of heart healing of some sorts as well as coming through for you. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. Yeah. So I don't know if you're like a doctor who like dealt with like heart attacks or heart transplants or heart surgeries or not quite sure what that was for you, but yeah, I feel like you were very focused around the heart energy. You were a ruler or a banker. I feel like you were more like a doctor or a healer or something like that. I feel like you learned that real power is found in stability and the ethical use of influence. Yeah, I feel like you helped save a lot of people's lives during that time. So I feel like what you learned from that is exactly what it says. That you learned that powerful energy or being powerful is found in stability and the ethical use of their influence, your ethical use of influence. So in this life now, moving forward, for the Ten of Pentacles here, I feel like you still have a lot of that noble energy with you now. Even though that you're a Pisces, Pisces are a little bit more of a dreamer than than other signs, but I feel like being a Pisces also helps you with tapping into your past life energy as being a healer, right? The Ten of Pentacles, I just feel like there's this energy of you being very rooted in your family and your family's roots, your family traditions, and that sort of thing. I feel like family is really important for you, or you're learning how important family is for you in this life. Because I feel like right now that you're centered on your bloodlines, your massive ancestral energies. I don't know if you've been doing ancestral look research or anything like that, because I kind of feel like that is an energy that's coming towards you. I feel like you learned that true legacy is the wisdom that you pass down, not just the money. So it's not just about passing down money for you. I feel like you're gonna be passing down your family history, your family wisdom, things and stuff like that that you've learned. There's a Five of Wands here too. So I feel like you learned how to pick your battles wisely kind of thing. I feel like you learned that it's not always about winning or proving yourself, but I feel like you also learned that you know conflicts can be a waste of your time and your energy. That lifting up people, inspiring other people, that's what comes from your past life energy, is how you're moving forward now. And you have the Ten of Cups, right? Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I feel like family is gonna be really important for you, not just now, but like when you're older as well. Like family is gonna be everything, because I just feel the sense of the ultimate success is found in the peace and the alignment of home and heart, and that's what you're learning. And then for your message, you have the giveaway. So the giveaway, it says the gift you offer in life without attracting, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours. A smile, a nod, a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want. So yeah, so I feel like you're still healing even from that past life. You're still a healer, even if it's just with a smile walking by someone. That is pretty awesome. Philia, what will the energy do? Wrong cards. Let's see. For Philia, is there any spirit guides, ancestors, names, or fae? What will the energy be if I send Eric a text wishing his son a happy birthday? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, names, or fae? What would the energy be if Philia sent Eric a text wishing his son a happy birthday? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, names, or fae? Then let's come and give Philia a message. What does Philia need to know about sending Eric a message about his son? This Six of Pentacles is in the dark. So I feel like he's going to be suspicious about you sending a message about wishing his son a happy birthday, because I feel like he's going to think there's strings attached. Like you're just trying to get him to open up to talk to you and that sort of thing. So yeah, I feel like he's worried that like there's going to be more than just wishing his son a happy birthday and where that's going to go. So I feel like he will have his suspicion headlights on. The Two of Pentacles is in the light too, so I was like, he'd be like, do I answer this response? Do I pull on that string to see where it leads me or not? I feel like he's gonna be like, you know, juggling those ideas around. There's the Ace of Wands too, so I feel like he's not really wanting to spark that spark kind of thing. Yeah, so I feel like he may not respond at all. Um, yeah, I feel like he may just ghost you, eh? The moon is in the dark, not wanting to open up that mystery. The Ten of Wands, too. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good way to message him, though. Like, I agree with you on that one, but the cards are like, he may have other thoughts about the reason behind it. What advice do we give to Philia about this energy? What advice do we give to Philia about this energy? Yeah, like think about it. Don't just, think about it long and hard. What would the outcome be if you did that? I mean, you know him better than me. Sleep on it before you decide. Um, Two of Pentacles is in the dark too. It's not the Two of Pentacles, sorry, it's the Four of Pentacles. I was feeling the Two of Pentacles. The imbalance there seems to be a strong energy of feeling overwhelmed and just a little bit chaotic in his energy. The Four of Pentacles, right? Yeah. Kind of feel like he may even block you if you do that, so I don't know. I don't know. That's totally up to you, though. You do what you want to do. I'm just reading the cards here. Nella! Hello, Nella. Theme reading for Nella. Yes, Nella. Theme reading for Nella. Who is Nella in a past life? Woo! All the cards want to go a little bit crazy. I feel like my hands are too big for tiny cards, but This is what we're doing. Is there any spirits, spirit guide, messages, angels say? I want to come and give Nella a message. Who was Nella in a past life, and how's that past life following her now? What does Nella need to know about this past life? Ooh, there was a lot of things happening there, right? What messages does Nella need to hear about her past life? What messages does Nella need to hear? You have the Gatherer. So there's that. So in the past life, the Five of Cups. So I feel like the past life, you were grieving another past life. So obviously you had more than one past life because you were grieving. You were there sitting there grieving another life. Yeah. So I feel like during that lifetime you had a lot of mourning, a deep regret over opportunities and loss. I feel like you may have even lost like a loved one. So I feel like you may have even lost your husband or whoever your spouse was during that time. Because I just feel like you had a lot of regret of that too. I'm not sure if you lost them because of death or if you lost them just because they decided to just pack their bags and leave. I don't know what's going on with that. Because I just feel like you're mourning their loss, but it wasn't really a loss for some reason. There is the hangman here as well. So yeah, maybe I feel like maybe you're suffering a loss and regrets and stuff because I feel like your past person may have been put in jail. Is what I'm feeling because I feel like you had a sacrifice. I feel like you had a sacrifice of exposing what your partner had did, because I feel like that left you as a widow. But you learned that sometimes surrender and a change in perspectives are the only ways forward. So I feel like you had no choice to do what you did, even though you have a lot of heartache, a lot of grief, a lot of emotions from that. Maybe now it's even hard to love someone new because you still have a love and a lot of sorrow for that thing. Maybe you're feeling like, I shouldn't have did what I did, but even though you had to do that in order for you to move forward in that positive light. So how that's affecting you now, you have the Page of Wands in the light. So I feel like it may make you struggle with your creativity and getting yourself involved in new projects, new partnerships, maybe a little bit like in love. But yeah, you learned a lot about to keep your sense of wonder alive even when the world seems um crazy, right? Yeah, even when the world seems boring and dull, you're going to keep yourself going. I feel like you were a messenger, a dreamer. So I feel like you had a lot of spiritual energies during this time too. So yeah, I kind of feel like you were maybe even a little bit of a psychic, and maybe that's why you knew exactly what was happening there, and you were able to explain that a little bit better. I don't know. You have the Knight of Pentacles, so I feel like right now you're learning is how to control your energy, how to open up your heart and love again. I feel like you're also learning that your true independence means being at home with yourself in luxury and simplicity. So I feel like you enjoy the simple pleasures of life now and just being you, right? And I feel like what you're learning now too is justice. So I feel like, you have tested and you experiment. So I feel like you're evolving into a new state of karma, like good positive karma. I feel like you're going to be making some significant decisions moving forward, like in this life now, that you require total objectivity. So you're learning that your actions have inevitable consequences and you need to seek some balance and fairness in your life too. And then your messages from the gatherers say, don't wander too far in search for what Spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance for receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond the current conditions and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. So there you go. Some good things are coming for you. That is fun. Moonchild. Any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Moonchild a message. Any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to give Moonchild a message. What does Tom think when he sees Moonchild's photos? What does Tom think when he sees Moonchild's photos? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Moonchild a message? What does Moonchild need to know about Tom's thoughts when he sees their photos? Ooh, you know what the devil means, right? Ooh, sexy time, right? Oh man, I feel that for you. For the Queen of Pentacles, you're his queen, right? I feel like he sees you as being someone who's nurturing, confident. You know, you have a lot of steady flow to your energy. I feel like they know that you're very sensual, reliable. Yeah, I feel like they have a lot of good thoughts when they see your photo. I feel like they have some sexual desires towards you too, you know, that sexy time energy. The Ten of Pentacles. I feel like they fear you a little bit because I feel like they see you as someone who's very stable, very grounded, very independent, like you don't need anyone to take care of you, you know? But it doesn't mean you don't want someone to, right? Not needing and not wanting is two different things. So I feel like they're kind of fearing, like, I don't know if Moonchild wants to settle down and, you know, have a happy family kind of scenario, you know? So I feel like that's making them struggle with, is this love energy? If this not, I feel like they're doubting the connection between the two of you. I feel like they're not trusting that you would want to turn this into a light, right? Because if this you turn that into a light, then that's like a perfect little family kind of energy there, right? Two of Cups, yeah. What is Tom's love energy right now? What is Tom's love energy right now? I don't even know if this is love energy, but that's what's coming through. Connections. Love is the bridge that's connecting souls. Cherish the connections. So yeah, there is connections. But Tom has a lot of fears, you know? He's shy, yeah, and has insecurities. Yeah, that's the issue. You need to be like very straightforward, direct. You know, like, hey, Tom, this is what's happening. Lucky. See for Lucky. Is there any spirit guides, answers, angels, okay? They want to give Lucky a message. When will I receive the money of my promotion at work? At the end of the month, May, or in the month of this year? Or which month of this year? Or will I receive it in year 2027? Let's see for Lucky. Is there any spirit that answers the angel Faye? Will Lucky receive her promotion from work? Well, will Lucky receive her promotion from work by the end of May? The High Priestess is a yes, but it's in the dark, so maybe you'll get some information about when. Um, will Lucky get the promotion in June? Looks like a yes. I feel like they're all gonna say yes. Oh, nope. So you're gonna get sometime between May and July, it seems. That's what's coming through. Yeah. So I think you'll get your promotion by the end of July. That's what it's looking like so far. Theme reading for James. Who is James in a past life that's affecting him now? Is there any spirit guides, answers, or fae? Who was James in a past life? Is there any spirit guides, answers, or fae? Who was James in a past life? You were the King of Cups. Kind of cool, right? What messages does James need to hear from their past life? Ooh, you're the smoky mirror. So I feel like you were a noble person, right? The King of Cups. I don't know if you were a noble person or if you were a child of a noble person, because I feel like there's a youthful energy coming through. So I feel like you were a compassionate leader, a spiritual head of a community, or a master of creative art. So I feel like you were very creative, very inspiring, very nurturing to the people that you led in that life. I feel like you had a lot of strength, a lot of integrity, a lot of bravery during that life as well. So I feel like you learned a lot of lessons about using your true power and using true power as a gentle and persistent and not forceful or aggressive. So being a good leader meant that you were very gentle and you weren't forcing things upon people. You know, I feel like you learned a lot about your emotions, your maturity, and your ability to feel deeply. So I feel like that made you very spiritual. Probably spiritual in your life now, right? I feel like a lot of Aquariuses are really good at astrology. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but yeah, I feel like a lot of astrologists out there are Aquariuses for some reason. But um, I feel like the energy is coming through with your past life that you may have tapped into some of that there too. The Nine of Swords is in the light, so I feel like you're learning how to get through hard times. You know, like I feel like you went through hard times there, like you had to use your strength, you had to use a lot of that positive energy to get through what you had to get through. So I feel like you're still learning some of that now. That still has followed you with being prepared with all the weight, you know, some of the stresses and worries may be triggered from that past life that you may be carrying. You know, the Nine of Swords just being haunted by that thought. I feel like some of those thoughts, yeah, are from that past life. Those things that may keep you up at night thinking maybe from that past life. The Tower energy here too, like always being expected for the next disaster to happen even when there's not really one there. Because I feel like with the Tower energy here, you know, you may be the lessons that you're learning from this tower energy is anything built on a false foundation must fall to make room for truth. So, you know, if anything's built on false pretenses, it has to come down and rebuild, right? So I feel like right now in your current energy is the Ace of Pentacles. You're learning to look for new opportunities. You're looking to how to improve yourself with stability, with opportunity, with manifesting what you want to manifest. You know, you're learning that true prosperity begins with the readiness to receive and ground an idea, right? Then the smoky mirror says, look beyond your own self. Acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive. Your fears may be clouding your capacity to see the potential in yourself and others. So making sure that your mirror is clear and you're seeing things clearly and you're not judging anyone too harshly. Hi, Nella. Thank you so much for your donation. Christine, thank you so much for your donation too. You snuck in on me. Whatever Spirit says, thank you so much for your donation as well, Christine. Let's see. Is there any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae? I want to come and give Christine a message. Is there any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae that want to come and give Christine a message? Whatever Spirit says. So Christine wants to know. Whatever you want to tell her. Ooh, what's going on here? What happened? I thought everything was rainbows and sunshines yesterday. No? I don't know. You have the Five of Cups. I feel the sense of like focusing on healing. A lot happened? Oh my goodness. I'm like, what the heck happened? Like, we didn't have cards like this before. Um, Apparently a lot happened. I don't know. The Five of Cups is like focusing on what was with some regrets, some disappointments, some heartache. I don't know if something ended. Three of Cups. Let's see. Oh, disagreeing with your boss. Oh, gotcha. Did that make things end with the workplace? Why is the death card here? Why is the death card here? Oh, the Eight of Wands in the dark. I feel like there's some emotional confusion, some rushed decisions that may have been made out of impulse. I don't know. You have the Three of Cups. Yeah, not getting along, right? I feel like there's some things that are still not finished. The Page of Swords. So I feel like your boss may have a conversation with you, or you're gonna have a conversation with the boss. Yeah, because I feel like there was something that was, I don't know, out of impulse, but I feel like they had time to realize what is what, because I feel like there's still gonna be communication between you and the boss, right? The Page of Swords is in the light. I feel this energy of the boss kind of like checking in on your vibes and stuff like that too, because I feel the sense that um they know that you're smart, they know that you're a good worker, but I feel like they may also express things that they have observed for some reason. I'm not quite sure what that is about. You have the Seven of Wands in the light. So yeah, I feel like whatever he tries to tell you or feed you, whatever that is kind of like make sure you stand firm on whatever's going on, right? You protect yourself, protect your position, um, keep fighting. What what advice do we need to give to Christine? What does Christine need to know right now? You're gonna get that badass success. Just believe in yourself, keep fighting, keep going, right? Badass success card, so you still have the job. If not, there's plenty of other opportunities, it seems like. You're gonna be fine. I feel like something from the past may come up as well. But yeah, you have lots of opportunities to choose from. I feel like it's a matter of making a choice that you feel like you could realistically stick with. That makes you feel grounded, secure in your energy, and that sort of thing. Some past stuff may come up, but it's positive, it's in the light. I feel like you may decide to reconnect with someone from your past. I don't know if that's a past offering a job or what that is for you, but that's what I got. You're going to overcome this for sure, and I feel like there's going to be some new opportunities presenting itself towards you as well. You're welcome. Nella, let's see for Nella. I had an interview yesterday. Can you check how it was? Which impact I have left in hotel interview? Let's see for Nella. Is there any spirit guides, Anthony and Faye, that want to come and give Nella a message? And thank you so much for your donation. What does Nella need to know about the interview yesterday? Ooh, the Chariot. You're moving forward. You're making moves. That's good. What does Nella need to know about the interview yesterday? Ooh, look at that. There's some positive energy here. I feel like you put on a good impression with whoever the interviewer was. You're right. The Chariot is in the light. I feel that for you. I just feel like there's this energy of you moving forward in a positive light. even though there may be obstacles, I don't know if there's a second interview or what it is, but I feel like it's a matter of you continuing moving forward with purpose. Like setting your intentions, being confident in yourself that you're going to be going there. Two bosses, yeah, I feel like that's what this represents. You know, whoever was interviewing you was very confident, very emotionally supportive towards you, had good feelings about you, kind of thing. The Queen of Cups here, I feel like that's your energy. Like there was a good connection between the two of you, or three of you, I guess I should say. But for the Queen of Cups, I feel this energy of you trusting your inner self, trusting your instincts. Don't second guess or doubt yourself if you don't hear back from them right away. I feel like they're kind of just contemplating other interviewers. And there's the Two of Wands, so I feel like there's this energy of kind of just trusting the flow of things. You know, kind of like just be patient because the Four of Cups is here too. So I feel like it's you know, unexpected opportunities may arise as well. So just, you know, just wait it out and see what happens. I feel like something is going to come towards you if you're patient. What else does Nelly need to know right now? Right? The Page of Swords. They're going to communicate with you soon. I feel that for you. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be good. You're gonna hear back from them soon. It seems very positive. Hi, 111. Hello, welcome. It's buffering? Oh man. You just go back a little bit and replay it. Good. For Sia, he's still not talking with me yet privately. Let's see for James. Is there any spirit guides, answers, James, or Faye have this message for Sia? What are James' next moves towards Sia the next 2 months? What are James' next moves towards Sia within the next 2 months? Will he approach Koala romantically? Will he approach Koala romantically? Will he approach Koala romantically? During spirit guides, answers, names, or Fae. Will he approach Koala romantically? The sun is out. I feel like he will. I feel like the energy has shifted. So right now, within the next 2 months, I feel like he will approach you. I'm not sure if he's gonna approach you romantically or if he's just gonna approach you to check in to see how you're doing and that sort of thing, right? Because I feel like with the Nine of Wands in the dark, there's this energy of them feeling a little detached, a little insecure for whatever reason, because I just feel the sense of them being having trust issues, a little defensive. But I feel like with the Four of Wands, they're wanting to get out, they're wanting to connect with someone romantically, but they're really focused on their work and their finances and that sort of thing. Yeah, so I feel like they know right now the energy seems dead, like there's no energy going on and no communication. But I feel like moving closer to August, I feel like moving closer to August, you're going to get some communication. You know, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like whatever they're focusing on right now is going to take some more time. Yeah, he's focusing really hard on his work. So I feel like during August, maybe July, August is when he's going to communicate with you again. But I really feel like it's going to be during the summer here. Um, that is what I got though. Hot Sun! What are A's feelings and intentions and next actions towards Hot Sun? Let's see. Is there any spirit guides and his names are Faye? What are A's feelings and intentions and next actions towards Hot Sun right now? Oh, I feel like A is like doubting themselves. I don't know why they're doubting themselves. Like, why is there all this self doubt? I feel like they care about you a lot, though. I feel like A worries about you and cares about you a lot because I feel like they would put you first before themselves. But at the same time, they're lacking taking action for whatever reason, right? I feel like the Ace of Wands is in the dark and they're just giving you mixed signals. I don't know if they're being hot and cold or what's going on with that shit. They're just being hot and cold. They can't decide what their next moves are. Um, Whatever's going on, I feel like they're not really good at making plans or sticking to plans or not quite sure what that is. The King of Pentacles is in the dark too. Let's see, why is King of Pentacles in the dark? What is their deal there? Because I feel like they're being. I don't know if they're being just quiet and not really expressing themselves all that much, or they're not. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like they're trying to focus a lot on their work and their finances, but I feel like they're wanting a relationship though. They're just not very good at opening up with their feelings. He's mad at you? Okay, yeah, because I feel like he's a little bit. I feel like he cares about you, but he doesn't know what to do about it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, the Ten of Cups in the light and the Ten of Cups in the dark. So I feel like even though he's mad at you now, I feel like he's not going to stay mad at you long. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense because I feel like, the Ten of Cups in the dark, but then the Ten of Cups in the light. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. He wants to marry you, eh? What is the best advice for Hot Sun? 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 Yeah, they're all in the dark, so I feel like if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, right? Don't do it if you don't feel it. As I'm saying that, the church near our house it has the church bells going. So it's really hard not to tell you to marry him. But you have to trust yourself. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But just to let you know that there is church bells ringing right now. I don't know if you hear it or not, but that is so freaky. I don't think I've ever heard church bells at this time. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. You don't like them, definitely don't do it. The spirit can, the universe, sometimes you just have to fight the universe on this one. Oh my goodness. Tina. For Tina, is there any spirit guides, ancestors, hands, or fae that want to come and give Tina a message? What does Tina need to know right now? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, hands, or fae that want to come and give Tina a message? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Tina a message? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Tina a message? What does Tina need to know right now? Oh, Tina, what's going on here? Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? Or what's going on, right? Oh man. You have the hermit in the dark. So that's good, right? I feel like you've been keeping to yourself and keeping your head down, right? Not getting yourself into any sort of trouble. So that's a good energy. You have the Three of Swords in the dark, so I feel like there's been some healing. I feel like there's been some emotional releases happening, or they will be happening soon. I feel this sense of you forgiving yourself of any past regrets or past things. And I feel like that self love energy is really strong. So I don't know if that's happened or if it's coming. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of emotions coming out of this. There is a King of Wands and a Light. So I feel like, I don't know if it's someone in your energy now or if it's someone who's coming towards you soon. Because I feel like this King of Wands is very charming, warm hearted, very protective in their energy. I feel like they have a lot of ideas, a lot of ambitions, you know? They may have bigger dreams than what's realistic, but you know. Sometimes it's good to be a dreamer. For the Page of Swords in the dark, I feel like they may hesitate to communicate with you. I don't know if they're wanting to know if you're available or not, or what's the miscommunication. Let's see. Why is the Page of Swords in the dark? Why is the Page of Swords in the dark? I feel like they're maybe nervous about expressing themselves towards you, or they're not really good at being consistent in their energy. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, they want to start a new beginning with you. So I don't know if they want to hire you as a job or if they want you for romance. I don't know, but I feel like they are trying to get your attention or they're thinking about getting your attention. The Queen of Wands is in the dark too, so I don't know if you're hesitating of like not really wanting to interact with this person. The Five of Cups is in the dark. I've had a conflict in the past. Why is the Five of Cups here in the dark? Tower energy. Is the King of Wands a person that caused the grief to begin with? Ace of Cups is yes. Oh man, I feel like somebody from your past that you kind of finally healed from wants to come back into your energy. I feel like you either may run into them or they may try to contact you some way or other to see if they can spark a new beginning. Um, I feel like they may try to sneak it in by asking you about something more materialistically rather than like something emotional. But I feel like whatever this is, they haven't changed. They're the same person they always were. You know, the whatever you were feeling before, whatever you healed from, they haven't changed from that. They haven't matured, even though they may try to get you to think that they have. They haven't. Yeah, they're still the same fool they always were. But I feel like you've grown, you've healed from this, you're moving forward from this. I feel like it's just spirit kind of like warning you not to let them wiggle their way back into your life and cause some sort of disaster, chaos kind of energy. I just want to go it. HGTHH! Hello, general reading. Is there any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae? I want to come and give HGGHH a message. During spirit guides, answers, dreams, or fae, I want to come and give HGGHH a message. What do they need to know right now? You have a secret message from the universe. You have the magician in the dark. So I feel like there's some talent, there's skills that you're not utilizing. Maybe you don't even know that you have these skills, but you have them. So I feel like you should pull them out and use them. I feel like you may feel like you're missing all the tools, but you're not, you know? You can figure it out with what you have. You don't need to try to buy something new. Not quite sure what that means for you though. You have the Nine of Pentacles in the light. I feel the sense of you standing your ground with being independent. I know you are probably tired of being independent and would like someone else to rely on. But I feel like right now in your energy, you're getting things done, you're having success, you're having the free time that you want and deserve. But I also feel like there's this energy of you raising your standards for yourself, like raising the bar, like, okay, I got this, you know? I feel like you're well established enough to raise the bar and expect more out of others, expect more in life in general. The Five of Wands is in the dark here, so I feel like there's this energy of you avoiding any sort of drama. Um, I feel like you've learned how to reduce tension, which is very positive for you. I feel like you've learned how to create your own traditions, your own routines, and not following the path of your parents or ancestors or whatever. I feel like you're kind of like learning how to find your true self moving forward. And you have the King of Pentacles in the dark too. So I feel like there's this energy of, someone's trying to sabotage your energy or is kind of like pulling you away from your growth and all the things that you have been building up for yourself. They're not worth your time and energy. Because I feel like with the Seven of Wands, you're really focused on standing your ground. No matter what's going on, I feel like you're going to keep pushing yourself through, right? I feel this has to be being very persistent in your energy, very assertive, and I feel like your patience is going to be rewarded. What does HGGHH need to know about this energy? Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of you paying attention to your energy, not allowing your emotions to run wild and cause mayhem. You don't always have to work things out with someone else, especially this King of Pentacles, right? This King of Pentacles can sometimes be a little bit greedy or not or more self-focused than a focus on you. And they just want to stir some sort of conflict anyways, or they would stir conflict if they were given the chance to. But that's what I got. Bernard! Let's see for Bernard. Is Bernard in the house? Past life reading for Bernard. Let's see for Bernard. Who was Bernard in a past life? Is there any spirit guides, answers, angels, fae? Who was Bernard in a past life? This is your message. Who was Bernard in a past life? Who was Bernard in a past life? It seems like, Bernard, you've gone through many paths during your life. You took many roads, many paths. You've done and experienced a lot of things in your life. But in your past life, you had a lot of strength, a lot of integrity, a lot of confidence, big ego. I feel like with the Nine of Swords, you overcome a lot of emotional challenges. Bernard's in the house. Woohoo! So yeah, this is your reading, Bernard. So I feel like in your past life, you went through a lot of paths. You went through a lot of things. You had a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom, a lot of things, right? It says that you learned that your true power is gentle. The true power is gentle and persistent and not forceful or aggressive. So in this lifetime, you tamed your beast, right? You tamed your energy because you had to survive through a lot of great things. So there's a lot of hard things that you had to survive from in that past life. You have the Nine of Swords and a light too. So I feel like there's this energy of you overcoming, like I said, a lot of emotional challenges. I feel like there was a lot of stress, a lot of doom type of feelings coming through. You have in your life now, you have the Tower. So I feel like you're learning that sometimes things need to come apart so you can rebuild them into something better, right? You have the King of Cups too. So I feel like you learned how to lead with your heart more than your mind, right? I feel like you have learned to be calm and loving, compassionate. Yeah, it says the lessons you learned is emotional maturity, is the ability to feel deeply while remaining calm in the center of the storm. So no matter how chaotic it is, you learn to stay calm. So that is a good lesson that you learned. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like in your life now, you're really good with your money and your work and that sort of thing. You're really good at keeping yourself stable. But the challenges that you're facing right now in this life could be some unexpected changes. And the lessons that you're learning right now, or you're going to be learning soon, is true prosperity begins with the readiness to receive and ground an idea. And then your messages is many paths. It says acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation. Resist urges to change it. Do not fall back into your controlling ways. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. So you don't have to hold everybody up, they can hold themselves up. You just focus on you and your strength, and you're going to keep going, right? Country love. Past life reading for country love. Let's see. Is there any spirit? Spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give country love a message. Well, who was country love in a past life? Who was country love in a past life? Ooh, look at that. The Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like in your past life, you were a harvester. I feel like you did a lot of harvesting and like gardens and stuff like that. Or maybe you were had a big garden of your own. I don't know. But you have the Three of Wands as well. So I feel like you had big visions, big ideas, big plans, right? So, yeah, you had a life of a long, grueling labor, often in agriculture. So, yeah, like I said, in gardens, maybe you did farm work or stuff like that too. You learned a lot about patience, and assessments are vital to growth as the labor itself. So, you learned a lot about assessing your work and your things like that. The Three of Wands, too. I feel like you had a lot of successful businesses or successful with what you did in your work, right? With the farming and stuff, I feel that, or harvesting kind of thing, because I feel like you influenced other people. Maybe you even showed other people how to have a successful crop growing there. The lessons you learned from that too was success is more than just expansion. It is trusting your vision and manifesting. So trusting your vision and manifesting is a strong one too. So right now in the current life that you have now, I feel like some of that you brought is the Five of Wands. So I feel like you may feel like, I feel like you taught other people in this life. You may still feel like a teacher. I don't know if you are a teacher now, or you just feel like you have the qualities of a teacher. And I feel like you know you're right, and you want to prove your point. Seems to be an energy that's coming through that you're still struggling to learn with. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles as well. So I feel this energy of you being very ambitious, very practical in your energy now, and having desires to learn more. So yeah, in your life right now, I feel like you're learning that conflict for conflict's sake is just a waste of your energy and focus, right? And with the Page of Pentacles, you're learning that approaching the physical world with curiosity and a beginner's mind. So being more curious about the world and what it has to offer you is something that you're still working on learning. And right now, where you're at is the world. So I feel like you have achieved all the lessons from your past lives, which is awesome, right? Because a lot of us have not finished all the lessons that we were supposed to learn in past lives. But you have completed them. So now your new lessons moving forward is learning that you are one with the universe. Every end is simply a higher beginning. So that's what you need to learn moving forward is yeah, so brand new lessons. You accomplished it all. So that is awesome. Oh wait, I forgot your message. What is Country Love's message? What is Country Love's message? You have the Wild Woman. Ooh. It says the Wild Woman comes to dance. You're intuitive to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out. Your long held dream is beginning to take root and wants to be expressed. Your authentic self doesn't fit in a box. It needs to be free to shine. So free your true self and your dreams are destined to come true, right? That is awesome. Ashley, I love reading for Ashley. Let's see for Ashley. Is there any spirit guides, answers, James, or Fae that want to come and give Ashley a message? What does Ashley need to know in love and romance and passion? Is there any spirit guides, answers, James, or Fae that want to come and give Ashley a message in love? You have the world in the dark. So I don't know if that means like a relationship, past relationship has like completed its cycle and it's done, it's over. Because I just feel like a new cycle is trying to begin here. Because I just feel the sense of reaching some sort of milestone with a healthy commitment or wanting a healthy commitment moving forward. You have the Ace of Cups in the dark. So I don't know if you've met someone new recently or you're going to meet someone new. Because I just feel like there's this energy of. I just feel like there's this energy of like emotional burnout. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Or like being worried or stressed about being rejected of some sorts. Not quite sure what that is. But you have the King of Cups in the dark. What's going on here with the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups in the dark? Is it just because the King of Cups doesn't know that actually exists? Hi, 111. You can write explanation mark position to see where you are on the list. um, I feel like somebody wants to come towards you, but I feel like they may not have the best intentions towards you. Or if it's someone that you've already healed from. Yeah, I feel like someone in the past wants to come back. And I feel like you've already completely healed from them and they want to open up those wounds again. Because I feel like they haven't changed or they're the same person they always were. They may even come back with extra baggage with the Seven of Pentacles that they may want you to nurture and take care of. What is the best advice here for Ashley? Which is the best advice for Ashley? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, dreams, or fae that want to come and give Ashley a message? What's the best advice for this relationship that's coming through? The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles, I feel like it's a matter of focusing on yourself, your growth, all the stuff that you've already healed from. You know, I feel like you've already had a round with this person. They haven't changed. You know, they're the same person they always were. The Eight of Wands is in the dark. So I feel like they're just coming in to cause some emotional confusion. I feel like they may try to rush you into making a decision if you want them in or out, kind of thing. And I feel like they're just coming to interrupt your energy for no good reason. That's what I got though. I feel like that's not the reading you wanted, but that's what I got. Paula, excuse me. For Paula, what is coming for Paula and A in the upcoming months? Excuse me. For any spirit guides, answers, dreams, or faith, I want to come and give Paula a message. What's coming up for Paula and A in the next couple of months? I feel like we're going to be moving forward, right? I feel like there's going to be some new beginnings, some new adventures, some new energy coming through. The King of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to adjust whatever's going on between the two of you. I don't know if there's been some conflicts in the past, because I feel like there's some healing and moving on from them. I feel like whatever that was, you're overcoming that, right? Because you have the King of Pentacles here. So I just feel like there's this energy of focusing on building a sense of stability between the two of you, like finding out how to be more grounded, more present in your energy. I feel like that's going to help you take a leap of faith moving forward with some new beginnings and taking a chance on each other and figuring out what's what, because I feel like there's just this energy here. So I don't know if that's the two of you committing to be together or what. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be overcoming that. Yeah, I feel like he may even apologize for it, as I feel like you're going to be moving forward in a positive light. So yeah, the stars in the dark here. So you may not have a lot of hope or a lot of faith in this energy. He's with another person now. Is A coming towards Paula? Is A coming back towards Paula? I feel like he's coming back towards you, right? Because I feel like he's going to apologize towards you. You're going to heal from that, whatever that was. I feel like he's going to come back as a better person. I feel like you don't have a lot of faith in it, though. Why is a star in the dark? You don't trust him. That's the problem. You don't trust him, right? The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you don't trust him. I feel like you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your safety net. You're protecting yourself. Yeah. I feel like he's going to try to come back. Yeah. I feel like he's going to try to come back for whatever reason. But I feel like you have every right to stay your ground, because I feel like they haven't. I feel like they may change, but even if they change, if you don't trust him, then it's never going to work, right? So I feel like you don't trust him, even though all the truth is going to come out. I feel like you're very protective of your energy, and I feel like the universe is also on your side with protecting you and your energy, with not exposing yourself to this person again. So where does Paula stand with all of this? Let's see. Where does Paula stand with this energy? What is Paula's advice of not allowing A back into his life, into her life? So you have the Ten of Swords, right? So I feel like there's an end with a new beginning. So yeah, stand firm on your ground, right? Stand your ground, protect yourself. I feel like, yeah, if you don't trust him, then the energy is like, protect yourself. There's a new beginning coming your way. There's a Four of Pentacles, so I feel like protecting yourself is really important, right? Four of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles is protecting yourself at all cost, right? Kind of thing. And focus on your energy, focus on your growth. He hurt you a lot. Yeah, protect yourself. Because I feel like there's this energy of you focusing on yourself, right? You're the Empress. And I feel like the healing has to be within yourself. You have Four of Pentacles is protecting yourself, protecting your money, protecting your energy, protecting yourself, That's what I got with that, though. So be cautious that he may come crawling back. He may try to tell you that he's changed. He almost tricked me that he's changed, but I feel like it's best for you to protect yourself and do what you gotta do. John, if I charge 3K for the book art and offer to break it into payments, Will they agree to my terms? Let's see for Sean. Is there any spirit guides, answers, or fae that want to come and give Sean a message? Is there any spirit guides, answers, or fae that want to come and give Sean a message? If Sean charges $3,000 for the book art and offer a break it down into payments, will they agree to Sean's terms? I feel like in your end, it's a very good energy for you to do. Um, I feel like they're gonna try to negotiate with you with with I don't know. I'm not quite sure how this money thing is work, if you're paying or if it's them paying. You charge, so you're charging the money. So yeah. So I feel like they're gonna try to negotiate you to have a lower price. But I feel like it's important for you to stand your ground and don't lower your price, right? For the Knight of Swords and the Sun energy here, I feel like it's really important for you to stand your ground, stay positive, stay true to yourself, even though it may break their heart, it may even break your heart. But I feel like they will gain more respect for you standing your ground for what you deserve to be paid, right? Let's see. What does Sean need to know about this energy right now? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they may come around. They may be mad. They may decide that they're not going to take it. But I feel like they're going to come around. They're going to come around and they will probably give you what you're asking for. So yeah, stand your ground. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel like you need to feed into this negotiation. They may back down. They may go and hide and cry for a little bit. I'm probably exaggerating, but they will come back and see things your way. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, they will come back. Because I feel like they're going to realize it's a better deal, right? Five of Pentacles in the dark. They're going to realize that what you're offering is a good deal. They may just take a little temper tantrum first, but you know, toddlers. Hi, Lily. Lily, let's see. Will Hamza. Let's see for Lily. Will Hamza really love Noor this time, or will he change for good? Let's see for. Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give Noor a message? Will Hazma really leave Noor this time, or will he change for good? Will Hazma really leave Noor, or will he change for good this time? I feel like he's not going to change. You know, the Five of Pentacles is in the dark. I feel like he's going to say sorry and want to stay and not leave, but I feel like he's not going to change, right? The Ace of Cups is in the dark, so I feel like he's blocking his emotions. There's a sun in the dark too, so I feel like they're in a negative energy right now. They're not focused on anything positive. I feel like there's this energy too of them um being exhausted or unrealistic with their expectations because I feel like they're not very motivated. The Ten of Cups is in the dark. I feel like they're going to continue to cause disruptions in the energy between the two of you. I just feel the sense of them being unhappy and causing conflicts or drama of some sorts. There's the Eight of Wands, though. So what is the energy around the Eight of Wands and the light? So I feel like there may be some quick, fast, unexpected energy that's trying to come through. What is this energy that's trying to come through with the Eight of Wands? Yeah, trust your instincts, right? Trust yourself. Because I feel like they may try to manipulate you, telling you that they've changed, but they have not changed. That is what I got. Yeah, so Hannah, I feel like even if they did leave, they would come right back. But they haven't changed. So I don't feel like they're gonna leave. If they left, I feel like they're gonna come back. Blue, my past life with Will. Let's see. Let's try these ones. What was Blue's past life with Will? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, names, or fae? What was Blue's past life with Will? I feel like in your past life with Will, you were, the Two of Pentacles energy. Maybe I should have did the other way around. Hold on. I'm going to use these ones instead. I thought I'd use those, but I'll use these ones instead. Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae? Who was Blue in a past life with Will? That sounds better. So you had the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like in a past life with Will, you're probably a farmer or you worked in aquaculture of some sort during that lifetime. I feel like you also had like you were also like a homebody, like stayed home a lot, didn't really go out all that much. I feel like, you spent a lot of time working on the land. You owned your own farm, you did a lot of your own type of thing. And I feel like you learned how to stand alone and to find your truth within yourself during that time. I feel like Will too. Like I feel like you and Will were probably a couple in that past life because I feel like you learned a lot about your self confidence. Will learned a lot about his self confidence as well. I feel like Will had a romantic pull towards you. The Queen of Cups, I feel like the two of you expressed a lot of emotions together. Um, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, there was a lot of emotions. I feel like during that time, Will came from like a wealthier family than you did. So maybe there was a tension and conflict between the two of you during that time. Even though that you were together, you may have felt that you had to work extra hard to provide for Will because he came from a family of money where I feel like you didn't during that lifetime that came through. And then for the Five of Cups, I feel like the two of you are still learning how to still find that emotional balance between the two of you now, right? With the Five of Cups. I feel like you're still hanging on to what things were like in this past life. It says, do not stare so long at what is lost that you will fail to see what still remains. So that's something the two of you are still working on. Let's just do a quick check in to see what was Blue's past life with Jackson. What was Blue's past life with Jackson? So your past life with Jackson is the Empress here and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like there's two different timelines here. So you had two different past lives. So this one is in the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you were the one. I feel like you both had a good fair amount of money. You and Jackson were kind of more equal in that sense. The Empress is in the light here, so I feel like you were very creative. You were very good at cultivating creative desires, very nurturing, very good at growing finances and that sort of thing. So I feel like during that time you had a powerful energy. I feel like you came from a really good family, you had a really good harvest, you were a creator of beauty. So you learned a lot about abundance is a natural state of nature. Life and life will nurture you. Then with the Five of Pentacles, you learned about asking for help is not a weakness. It's a spiritual wealth existence even in lack. So you learned a lot about asking for help from others. And then for Jackson, I feel like he came from a wealthy family as well, with the King of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So Jackson learned about holding on tightly. He learned a lot about security and internal things. I feel like he had a rougher time during that time for some reason, because I feel like he learned a lot of lessons about leadership and how to find inspiration and how to find his own fire. Because I feel like he relied on you a lot during that time. Like Jackson really relied on you during that time for direction and a sense of security. So what the two of you are learning now in this lifetime is the Nine of Cups. So you're learning how to find the balance between the two of you, but I still feel like there's a lot of emotional imbalance between the two of you. So right now together you're learning that material and emotional comfort is a blessing, but gratitude keeps the soul humble. So you're learning how to have gratitude for each other. That's what I got with that one. Spiritual love. What will happen during my Jupiter return? How to benefit from it 100%. Let's see for spiritual love. Is there any spirit that answers the tamsyfae that want to come and give spiritual love a message? What will happen during spiritual love, spiritual return? What will happen for spiritual love with spiritual love's return? Oh man, you have the King of Pentacles, so that is good energy, right? I feel like you can benefit from your work and finances improving, right? I feel that for you. I feel the sense of you being more ambitious, more proactive, being more reliable and consistent in your energy seems to be a strong one coming through with boosting that, well, what you can get with your Jupiter return. Because I also feel like there's this energy of you, um, like feeling sensual and reliable more in your energies. Like a strong energy is trying to come through. Like just being able to take care of business. I feel like you're gonna find your balance within yourself of what's going on here. But I feel like with the Justice card and the Light, I feel like there's this energy of you prioritizing the uncomfortable truths of your life right now. I feel the sense of you taking accountability, maybe signing some contracts with your work or finances, whatever that is for you. The Four of Pentacles is also in the Light. So I feel like there's this energy of just Four of Pentacles, I just feel like there's this energy of you protecting what you have already, though. You know, like self protection seems to be a strong energy coming through. Looking at the long term goals, long term saves, like what money you put aside for long term that will help with your finances. I don't know if that's investments for you or what that is. But you have the Page of Wands, so I feel like it's a matter of being careful or being mindful who you trust, especially with your finances, because I feel like you don't want to just take an action out of impulse. You want to know all the information, all the ins and outs, kind of thing. So I feel like it may be going outside your comfort zone a little bit there. So what's gonna happen with this energy? I feel like there's gonna be a big shift in like your career, money type of energy coming through with your work, finances. But you also have to be cautious of who you trust, right? I feel like it's not a time to have a weakness. Stand strong. don't have clouded judgment. Make sure that you're thinking clearly, you're getting all the information that you need, and you're looking into the investigating into the proof of that, right? Making sure that it's all legit. But that's what I got. "111, hello. Messages from Ahmed to Nadia. Separated. Will we meet again?" Let's see for Nada and Ahmed. Will Ahmed and Nada meet again? Is there any spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae that want to come and give a message? Will Nada and Ahmed meet again? Is there spirit guides, ancestors, angels, or fae? Will Nada and Ahmed meet again? I feel like you're not going to meet again. I feel like you're going to be focusing on yourself and your strength and your healing with the Queen of Pentacles here. I feel like you need to focus right now on yourself, your growth, your independence, your sense of stability kind of thing. Because I feel like, yeah, I feel like you may not meet again because the judgment is in the light. So I feel like it's a matter of you listening to your true calling of where you feel like you need to be. And I feel like you need to be present in your energy right now because I feel like you're being guided in a certain direction. You have the Eight of Swords. So even though I feel like there's nothing tying you and Ahmed together anymore, I feel like there's a sense of release. For the Three of Swords, I feel like you will be heartbroken. There will be a lot of grief between you and them. I feel like Ahmed will also be grieving you. I feel like it's going to be a big heartbreak, right? I feel like there's this energy with the Three of Swords, just kind of, yeah, I just feel like the separation is going to be very hard. The Five of Swords is in the dark too, so I feel like it's a possibility once things settle that there may be a possibility of reconnecting, but I feel like it's not really in the energy right now to do so. The Five of Swords in the dark, I just feel like there's this energy of some unresolved issues, you walking away. Excuse me. Yeah, I feel like it's not on the cards right now. That's what I got. I feel like you're going to meet somebody new, though. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll be back tomorrow for more readings. But yeah, I hope you all have a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone. Good night.